Sharon H here, and today's video is why do narcissists ignore your messages? As requested by viewer John K. Let's do this. Just remember this video is coming from my own perspective and viewpoint. Take what advice you want and let the rest slide right off of you like Teflon. Okay, hands up if you've ever had someone you're supposedly close to suddenly ignoring your messages. I have done enough research on them and had my fair share of experience with those I believe exhibited strong narcissistic traits. And I have a fair idea how they tick. And these love nothing more than ghosting and ignoring people, especially people who are being good to them. And why, you ask? Well, you didn't, but John did, so here goes. Well, I believe these twat waffles need to feel powerful. It's a form of control. I also don't believe they're actually ignoring your messages. These power-hungry vultures are reading every word you wrote, but they can play it two ways. They either restrict you so you don't know they've read every last word, so they can play disinterested. But believe me, these are interested. They're more likely watching you closer than anyone. Or the other move some make is they brazenly let you know they've read your message and deliberately leave you on scene by way of a controlled response. You, my friend, in their eyes, are beneath them. You are unworthy of response and they are sending you that message loud and clear. To be given this treatment, you've potentially slighted them in some way. You've called them out on something, corrected them, even over the slightest little thing. Maybe you paid someone else attention or went out with other friends for a change. I mean, how dare you, right? Or perhaps you outshone them and you must be punished. Or you failed to put them, their needs, above your own. Even if you've forever been there for them, it doesn't matter. Whatever you've supposedly done, no matter how trivial to you, you've inflicted a narcissistic injury upon them and oh, you need to be punished. Ignoring your messages soothes the twisted numbnuts to some degree because their actions are demeaning to you and that in their mind elevates them. You're merely being taught a lesson for something they see has a huge stain, whether it be something they perceive you have or haven't done. These people don't give a about your feelings unless they're making you feel like. Remember, narcissists think they are above everybody else. The narcissist wants you to feel like you are at fault and they are the wronged, even if you've no idea what you supposedly did or didn't do. They'll get their jollies ignoring you, and the more you try to contact them, the greater the thrill for them, because they taste your desperation for answers. Because the longer they ignore your messages while secretly knowing every word you've written, the more power courses through their veins. Everything is about control with this lot, and even if you even momentarily had any semblance of control, whether it be merely correcting them over something simple, they will cut you off without a moment's hesitation, ignore you, banish you to the pits of nothingness. You know the gronks, the ones that always love to appear busier than they are. I bet you're picturing someone right now, yeah? You can see the green light on next to their name at the top of your feed. Or you see them liking and commenting all over social media. But if you message them, unless it benefits them, they'll take forever to respond. Odds are they've read your message. Again, you may not even know. But these cockwombles are only going to get back to you in their own good time. I mean, come on, they're superior sought after, right? They can't let you think you're important enough to reply straight away, even when they're clearly online. And I'm talking about people that you're supposedly close to in some way, friends, family. I often don't respond to messages straight away, as I am genuinely only on Facebook for about 5-minute spurts once or twice a day, and Instagram even less. But you can bet your if I see a message come through from family or a friend, I will get to it as soon as I have time to properly respond. There is a big difference in genuinely being busy and responding as promptly as you can. Then ignoring someone you supposedly care about, or taking your sweet time because you can. Narcissists like for others to think that they are king or queen shit of Turd Island too. So they definitely want you to think that they have other, more better options. Just trust me, with a narcissist, you really are only an option when they run out of options. They all have a do as I say and not as I do attitude. A narcissist can drag your name and reputation through the mud, leaving you battered and bruised. And then they'll tell the world how you made them bleed. The worse a narcissist treats you, the more they'll punish you if you refuse to surrender to them. Or they can hurt you and feign an apology. But if you don't kiss their ass and tell them exactly what they want to hear, then they're on the warpath. And ignoring you is a form of punishment, and don't be kidded into thinking it isn't abuse. Control. Assuming you are important to a narcissist is a mistake I'm sure we've all made. But truth is, they couldn't give a rat's about you, me, or anybody else unless it serves them. When you have an interpersonal relationship with someone and you send them a message, I think it's fair to say that it's not expecting too much to expect within a fair amount of time the decency of response, yeah? And these narcissistic mung beans know that a response is something that you no doubt are expecting. So they go out of their way to deny you that response because they know you'll be on the other side of that message wondering what the hell is going on the more they withhold interaction with you. They crave the chasing, yeah? And undoubtedly, you'll be sending chaser messages to test the waters. Whether they are in fact ignoring you or have just somehow missed your previous messages. With every single chaser message, they flat out refuse acknowledgement. You are unwittingly feeding that narcissistic hunger. If this is you, give yourself an uppercut. I'm about to give myself a few. I can smell your frustration and bewilderment as each message left supposedly unopened or unseen just adds to your confusion. Don't be fooled into thinking this behavior from anyone you are meant to be close to is acceptable. They know exactly what they're doing. Give them all. It's a power play, a thirst, a hunger to suck that power from your frayed emotion. A strike of validation for their ego to reign superiority over you. These grubs love nothing more than the feast they devour from your misery. The thrill is in the chase so long as they are the ones being chased. They want you to believe that you have hurt or abused them in some way, when in actual fact it's the complete opposite. The only thing you may have really hurt is their overinflated ego, but they will wipe you under the guise of self-protection. Another reason a narcissist may wipe you is you've served your purpose. They have nothing more to gain from you. Well, for now anyway. Or they're legitimately too busy hunting down new prey that will boost their validation tank. Narcissists love people that will stroke their ego, and if they see you as someone that will potentially outshine them, well, they're gonna dim your lights somehow. And by ignoring you, they are diminishing your importance. Even if it's by adding confusion and doubt to your state of mind by way of rejection, leaving you feeling uncertain where you stand, anxious and irrelevant. If you've held a narcissist to account for a simple blunder or anything that's unpleasant to their fragile self-esteem, they'll go cold as ice. Ignore your messages to avoid accountability whilst leaving you scratching your head, wondering what the hell you've supposedly done. You've done bloody nothing, and on some level, they know it too. They didn't like hearing the truth, so you've got to pay. Whichever reason the narcissist is ignoring you, avoiding you, I believe it's mostly about control. Ever noticed how these kinds will often pick and choose who they openly respond to on their posts too? They will only respond to those who've highly praised or sucked up to them, or those that they see on a similar level. Like they think they're too important to reply to common folk like you or me. But how fast they'll reply to someone that they think by knowing will make them appear superior. I've dealt with these jokers that are so focused on self-image that they can't see what knob jockeys they actually look. If I praise or support someone someone I'm supposedly close to or their work, and they ignore my comment but reply to others, I delete my comment. That and them. I'm not there to stroke their ego. If their ego's too big to even acknowledge my existence. Of course, if someone's getting loads of comments, they may not even realize they've done that. But you know when someone is a big-headed buffoon, repeat offender on a power trip. The biggest thing to note about narcissists is they are highly self-absorbed. And even if they do respond to messages, it will only be if and when it suits them. They won't give a flying flamingo about what suits you or your needs. You are completely dismissible to them. They are selfish and self-centered people, and the more angst they fill your psyche with by ignoring your messages or generally you, the greater the fun for them. A narcissist will take from you until you can give no more. Then once you've nothing more to give, they'll kick your sorry right out the door. They don't give a damn about you, your needs, not even in the very least. Cut off contact, no more chaser messages, stop feeding the beast. If you found value in this video and you'd like to, please be sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for being here. Stay awesome. Now go get what's yours. Break out of your shell.